Alright, so for this one what we're going to be doing is working on a more distinct brush stroke. So I am using a little bit of a larger brush this time, and as I'm going to be working, my focus is going to be showcasing the brush strokes. I don't want them all to blend together. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on my shadow areas. I'm going to take blue and the brown, and as I'm working I'm going to just focus on putting down my brush strokes. So when I want to take some brown in there, I'm actually just working with more straight brown than I would have before. When we've been doing these other ones, we've been kind of making sure that our paint's blending together. It's going to blend now, but it's just going to blend naturally. So we want to be able to see these brush strokes basically. So as I paint them, again, you can see that I just like to paint in dashes basically, and by painting a little bit over top of each other, you can see how this starts to work. So there is a glare, I know, so just bear with me for a second. So you can see right there that you can have a little bit more brush strokes. Again, it's really hard to see in that dark shadow, so hopefully in the light section you'll be able to see it a little bit clearer. So what I'm going to do that is I'm going to take my brush, and again I'm going to just work a little bit more white in right away, and I didn't wash my brush out or anything like that, so you can kind of start to see those brush strokes. Now I am going to kind of mix the two colors right now to do this next part, and once again as I work my background in, kind of taking some nice long brush strokes at times. Putting those in. And when I need some white to kind of lighten that up a little bit if it's too dark, I'm letting that happen. So again, with this, you're going to see more paint application. You're going to probably use up a little bit more paint than you would have before because of just the way we're doing this. So to get your idea for now, you want to try to fill up the paper, but like if you're working, and just to kind of get the idea, if you end up leaving some of it open because it's easier, you can go ahead and do that, just so you can get the idea down. So again, painting around where this sphere is, the oranges, is a little tricky obviously because we don't typically want to leave that, right? Like again, so hopefully you're able to kind of see that. Again, you can see every brush stroke that I've made so far. So I'm going to work my background in on this side, doing the same thing. So normally when we were painting with acrylic, we're constantly trying to make our paints all blend together. So with the distinct brush strokes, you're just going to let it all just sit and it'll work naturally. You don't have to do anything else. So that's kind of where I'm at for right now. I'm going to rinse my brush out. And now as I work with the orange, this part's going to be probably the trickiest in a sense. So same concept as before. I'm going to take my red, take a little bit more of my blue this time. So I'm not going to worry about the burnt sienna. I am just going to mix red and blue. And I'm going to add some yellow into that as well so I can get my color. It's kind of looking a little green, so I'm going to throw some red into it until I kind of get like that brown color that I want. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to make sure my brush strokes on my sphere or on my orange are different. So I'm going to come in first with this, and I'm not doing a very good job with that, I actually just realized, so I should probably be making sure, there we go. So I want to see these brush strokes, so I need to do a better job of doing that. My habit is very much to constantly just go right away with being smooth. So as I'm doing this now, I'm kind of, again, it's really a messy color, I know that, but hopefully what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue working with both these two colors. And controlling your brush when you're doing your brush strokes is a little tricky, I'm not going to lie to you. So, but you can kind of start to see how that's going to look a little bit. It's going to feel a little bit messier than what we've been doing. Just know that, and this will be okay. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. And I'm going to take some white and work that in. And when I work the white in, I'm just going to drop it in and then let it go. So I need to tone that one down right there. So again, hopefully you can kind of see. So when you're showing your brush strokes, this is really dark on this side. I did not do a very good job of washing my brush out. So that's on me, but as you're working with your brush strokes, you'll want to do, just allow them to show up. So we don't really have a lot of colors blending, so it's going to feel a little messy in that sense, but hopefully that gives you a good idea.